Hi everyone, welcome back to the Code Street. This is Siddhant, and in this video, we will be trying to understand the intuition behind the problem, which is find the pair of elements inside an array which add up to give us a resultant sum, which is being asked. That is, an array will be given, and we have to find out all the pairs inside that array which will add up to give me a key element which is given in the question. So if an array of element is given and a key element is given, suppose any arbitrary number, we have to find out all the elements inside that array which add up to give us that key element. Okay, so what we will be doing is first we will be analyzing how to go about and develop the logic to solve the problem, and then we will be creating the solution for the same. The second thing is that what we will be doing in order to solve this problem is known as thing called two pointers approach. So this is not to be confused with the actual concept of pointers which we use in C++. It is an entirely different thing. Two pointers approach is entirely different and pointers is entirely different. Okay. Now two pointers approach, why do we call it as two pointers approach? It is because we take two indexes, one at the starting and one at the ending, and what they do is that they point towards a certain element. That is why we call it as two pointers approach, because we are pointing towards certain elements and there is no definite reason to call it pointers. Okay, so what is the problem and how do we go about solving the problem? That is something that we will be understanding. And yeah, so that is it in today's video. So before that, let us try and understand a bit about Newton School. So Newton School is an Edtech platform which guarantees you 100% placement without charging you a single rupee as fee until and unless you get placed. So Newton School is doing it in collaboration with a number of really great companies, and what they do is that they are giving away a number of really great courses, and once you enroll in these courses, you will be ready for full stack development, courses which are curated for women, and courses which are curated for working professionals as well. So once you enroll in these courses, you will be completely job ready, and after that you will be ready for your placements as well. And in the recent times, Newton School has also started the Launchpad program, in which they are giving a number of courses for free. Now these courses can be anything, be it a completely new programming language or a complete beginner's guide to Java and OOPS, or a lot of other courses as well. All you have to do is just browse through these courses and enroll yourselves into them. Alright, and upon the completion of the course, you will be getting a course completion certificate as well. So do visit newtonschool.co and try out their courses for free. So that is it from Newton School. Now let us get back to the video. So today's discussion is on two pointers approach. Just a second. So what happens in two pointers approaches? Let us first understand the question. The question is, given an array and a key element, find all the elements that sum up to that key. Okay, तो अगर अब हम देखें, however, one thing that you have to remember, that two pointers only works for sorted array. Alright, सिर्फ sorted array के लिए ही two pointers काम करेगा. So two pointers will work only for sorted arrays. So suppose there is an array called let us consider the example array, which is where did I keep the example array? Yeah, here it is. So if I consider an example array 1 3 5 7 10 11 12 13, 1 3 5 7 10 11 12 13, and let us consider key element equals to 16. Okay, now what do we have to find is we have to find out each element which sum up to k. Okay, now there are various ways of doing it. One thing that we can do is, of course, we can run two loops, one from here to here, another from here to here, right? And then we can correspondingly find out each pair of elements that sum up to k. Okay, so for I equals to 0 till n minus 0 till less than n minus 1, and then j equals to I plus 1 till end, last element. So ऐसे कर करके we will be finding out each pair of elements that sum up to k. That is one technique of doing it, but that is not that good of an approach because दो loop उसमें use हो रहे हैं. What we can otherwise do is, what if we take 2 pointers? Alright, consider this array now and try to understand. 1 3 5 7 10 11 12 13. Alright, now my first pointer is here, my second pointer is here. Now I know that this array is sorted in ascending order. Alright, so the least element will be in the first index and the maximum element will be at the last index, right? Now अभी क्या अपन को k equals to 16 चाहिए, right? Now let us consider these two elements, pick it up, add them and find out the resultant sum. 1 plus 13 equals to 14. Compare it with 16. Is it less than, equals to, or greater than? 14 is less than 16, which means that my sum has to be of a greater value so that it can come closer to 16. Okay, तो 14 की वैल्यू बढ़ाने के लिए क्या मुझे ग्रेटर वैल्यू को कुछ करना होगा कि जो लेसर वैल्यू है उसको कुछ करना होगा? डेफिनेटली लेसर वैल्यू को बढ़ाएंगे तो डेफिनेटली जो ग्रेटर वैल्यू है उसका जो वैल्यू है ऐड कर दिया तो सम की वैल्यू बढ़ जाएगी. तो व्हाट आई विल डू इज लेसर वैल्यू को मैं आगे बढ़ा दूंगा सो दैट इट कम्स टू अ स्लाइटली ग्रेटर वैल्यू. So I will do I plus plus each time my A of I plus A of j is less than k. Okay, that is my first thing. Second thing, I come to 3. 13 plus 3 is 16. Great. तो 16 हो गया. तो then what I will do is I will do I plus plus and j minus minus each time this thing is equals to k. This is my second rule. Then what happens is my I comes to 5, j comes to 12. फिर क्या करेंगे? 5 plus 12 17. Now 17 is greater than 16. So what will I do? लेसर वैल्यू को कुछ नहीं करना है बट ग्रेटर वैल्यू को थोड़ा कम करना होगा. तो अब क्या करेंगे हम? j minus minus. ठीक है, we will do j minus minus when this thing is greater than k. ये हुआ first, ये हुआ second, ये हुआ third. So these three things are what we will be doing when this thing happens. Okay, so let us then try to get this. And yeah, so let us try to understand this concept and now let us run it inside a coding environment as well. So if we run to playground, then this is Newton School Playground where I will create my own algorithmic playground. And this is 2 pointers approach implementation. Alright, so let us then start. I slash include iostream, int main, and after that I take an array as an input. Suppose int array of elements, int array of 10 elements suppose, or let us keep it blank space, and I define it with 1 3 5 7 10 11 12 13. alright, चलो ये हो गया, and int k is 16, int I equals to 0, int j equals to the last element. So the last element will be size of a by size of int minus 1. Yeah, that is it. And then while I less than j, after that what we will be doing is I will take a character. Suppose I am calculating the sum, so sum is equals to, or I will be taking current sum, because each time a sum is changing, right? So int current sum is equals to a of I plus a of j. Okay, so each time a current sum is changing, so I've taken a variable known as current sum. Current sum is equals to a of I plus a of j each time. Now my next task is to compare this with the output. That is, if my current sum, rather than typing I can copy this entire thing, right? Yeah, so if my current sum is greater than key element, what I have to do is I have to do j minus minus. Else if my current sum is less than key element, it means that I have to do I plus plus, and if it is equals, then I have to do I plus plus and j minus minus, both of them. So that is it, and this continues on until my while loop is going. Okay, so after the while loop is over, what I have to do is I have to print the pairs, I guess, right? नो, व्हाट आई हैव टू डू इज, जब वो इक्वल हो जाएगा ना, नॉट ओनली जब वो इक्वल हो जाएगा तो फिर हमको इंडेक्स तो चेंज करना ही होगा, बट उसके पहले यदि इक्वल हो गया तो सी आउट elements are, we have to find out the key pair elements. So elements are a of I and a of I and a of j, like this, and then after that we have to change the index position. So that is it. The while loop ends, and after that we have to I guess this is how it is. Let us see if it runs or not. There is some error, it seems. Key was not declared in this scope. Did you mean key? Okay, तो इसको key कर देते हैं. Yeah, so it is completely fine and हमारा हो गया है प्रोग्राम सक्सेसफुली रन. हमने एरे ली थी 1 3 5 7 10 11 12 13 एंड हमारी 16 को निकालने के लिए वी हैव गॉट 13 and 3 and 11 and 5 as the potential outputs. Alright, so that is it. And if this is the elements, like if you have to find out the key elements that sum up to a given sum. ठीक है, अब हमें पूछा कि यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट द इंडेक्स ऑफ दोज एलिमेंट्स, देन सिंपली ए ऑफ आई ना करके आई कर दो और ए ऑफ जे ना करके जे कर दो, तो इंडेक्स मिल जाएगी तुम्हें. ठीक है, so that is it. And two pointers approach is something which is very very important because two pointers approach will be needed ahead as well, and it is an efficient way of solving some really great problems. So the core idea of this video was to make you at one with this technique of solving problem, that is which we call as two pointers approach. And yeah, that is it. And in the next video we will be seeing two-dimensional arrays and how do we solve problems related to it. तो हम introduction करेंगे two-dimensional arrays का, and we will be starting off with a problem related to it. Let us see, I think we might start with a spiral or a wave matrix. That will be a very good problem to start off with. Yeah, so up until then, do take care of yourself and don't stop coding. Bye bye.